and welcome to Under the Hard Hat. This is a podcast for all things safety. My name is Brian Mesmer at Mesmer Safety on all the social medias, and today is Monday, February 6th. Joining me today is my friend Brian Lesh, and he is here to provide a special field perspective for today's Toolbox Talk. Speaking of, it's all about icy surfaces. Surfaces. There we go. Slips and falls on ice are major causes of injuries throughout API Group companies. The walking surfaces on a construction site can be a hazard to the workers moving about the site. Construction sites are in a constant state of change. Care must be exercised every day as you move throughout the job site. This includes identifying areas that may have ice built up. Slips and falls result in an unintended or unexpected change between the feet and the walking surface. Obviously, ice can cause the worker to lose traction and can result in a hard fall. Typical injuries we see from a slip and fall on ice include contusions, dislocations, and fractures. So reduce slips on ice. Number one, avoid working on icy surfaces as much as possible. Number two, use ice melt where feasible. Three, wear boots with slip-resistant soles. Spikes can be worn over the shoes on some icy surfaces to provide more traction. And then number four, take your time when walking on icy surfaces. Pay attention where you're going. Use handrails if they're available. So, Brian, you've worked in the field for a number of years. What are your thoughts for surfaces that have ice on them?
It's in our area. It comes and goes. Sometimes in the winter times, it gets icy. Sometimes it's just wet and cold. But if it's too slippery to be walking around, it may not even be worth even working on that job site. There's plenty of other job sites to call your supervisor and say, hey, this one's just not good now. I need to be out of here for a bit and let it melt off and go back there when it's better conditions. The job's still going to get done.
Good point. Thank you. So if you or anybody has any questions about this topic or any suggestions for future topics, please reach out to me or directly to your company safety professional. Don't forget to subscribe to the podcast to get the automatic downloads when each episode is published. How do I do that, Brian? Well, I simply open up my podcast app on my Apple device, and I search in the lower right-hand corner for Under the Hard Hat, and then I click the check mark at the top and says subscribe. Be a friend, tell a friend about the podcast. Thank you for listening. As always, be good and be safe. And if you can't be good, at least be safe.